Julia Vargas-Jones joins me now from Los Angeles. Julia, what more can you tell us about the legislation that the governor says this was about?
Well, this is legislation, Dana, that will basically ban any law enforcement officers from any kind of face covering. So that includes neck gaiters, ski masks, or anything that those ICE officers have been using here in California to conduct those raids. But that does not apply to state officers, I will add. So there are some exceptions, like for undercover agents, medical masks, and tactical gear. But basically what the governor said yesterday at the press conference where he announced this bill is that agents will have to provide identification and tell local agencies what federal agencies they are with, that they represent. And his argument is that anyone on American soil has the right to due process, including undocumented immigrants.
How about no? Okay.
We did hear from Tricia McLaughlin, Homeland Security Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, who said that basically federal enforcement officers are being assaulted by rioters, having rocks, Molotov cocktails thrown at them, and a sanctuary politician is trying to outlaw officers wearing masks to protect themselves from being doxxed and targeted by known and suspected terrorist sympathizers. Now, Newsom addressed this at the press conference yesterday. He said that they just had failed to provide any data to support that kind of assertion, that there was a rise in assaults on officers. But more important than that,
say that one more time.
And targeted by known and suspected terrorist sympathizers. Now, Newsom addressed this at the press conference yesterday. He said that they just had failed to provide any data to support that kind of assertion, that there was a rise in assaults on officers.
Oh, really?
Out of Chicago now, a deadly shooting involving an ICE officer. Homeland Security officials say it happened this morning after officers pulled over a car allegedly being driven by an undocumented immigrant. They say that the driver stopped, but then aimed his car at the officers and hit one of them before taking off and dragging that officer.
So the tension has been steadily building for weeks now between protesters and federal agents at that suburban ICE facility. Tonight, those tensions erupted. Tear gas was deployed yet again tonight after protesters apparently started shooting fireworks at the building, which is an ICE processing center in Broadview.
Tonight, the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for a suspect after an ICE raid turned violent. The reward is for this man, who they say fired at federal agents during an immigration raid on a California farm.
I say that's the California way.
But more important than that, than the pushback from the DHS, is the kind of rhetoric that we're hearing from the acting U.S. attorney for the Central District of California, who also said that the state of California has no jurisdiction over federal officers and that he has already directed those forces to not take this legislation into account. So
I believe we have found the real thing. There he is, Einstein.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.